All right, all right, all right. Let me go ahead and talk about this so my supporters can leave me alone about this because I really don't want to talk about it. Fuck it. I'm here. So, y'all see the title, no introduction required. Y'all see the title of the video. My thoughts on the Brandon Jamal Fresh and Fit podcast situation. And just for the record, I'm not taking any sides on this matter. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to point out each and every one in this podcast. And by the end of this video, I don't give a fuck whose feelings I hurt. If your feelings are hurt, fuck your feelings over here. I said what I said, and I meant what I meant, and with no fucking apology like Charlie Murphy. But let's get down to this. First off, and before anybody asks, yes, I seen the full podcast. That's why I have sources for it. That's why I have sources for it. But we're gonna start off with Brandon Jamal first. Then we're gonna make our way around the table. Now, Brandon Jamal, unlike your fake supporters, yes, I calling these retarded fucks fake supporters, who's now ready to call it quits. But yet these motherfuckers swear up and down that they're red pill, but it seems like they forgot the rules of being red pill. Well, allow me to get these so-called red pills a refresher course. One of the many rules of red pill is this: if you see a fellow red pillar fucking up, screwing up, what's the one thing you do? Well, I'm about to do it right here. Brandon Jamal, let me pull you back for a second so I could talk to you. Understand that this is the Fresh and Fit podcast. Basically, they run the show. No, I'm not trying to get on you, Brandon Jamal. I'm just trying to have you fly right. Do not stress yourself over their podcast. And yes, unlike the rest of these clowns, I'm hearing all the sides of the stories here, not just one side, and just going off on it. Now, I understand that you're still fresh on this podcast stuff, but then again, I don't like going on podcasts. Don't watch them. But let me go ahead pull you aside real quick and help you out. The one thing you don't want to do is get all emotional on these podcasts. See all those hoes on that podcast? Yes, some of them treated you respect, but there were two that was completely out of line. I understand that. I completely understand that. But the one thing you don't want to do, Brandon Jamal, is let the two that were out of line get you out of shape. You should never let them get you to a point to where you're coming from emotions and feelings. And yes, I understand you're new to this podcast stuff. I get it completely. But this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you out of your zone. Don't let them get you out of your zone. And keep in mind as well, this is Fresh and Fit podcast. They will run the podcast the way they want it to be ran. There's nothing you could do about that. And I'm just being brutally honest. Now, the one thing I will say is that you did the right thing by walking off. Don't don't even bother with it. And no, you retarded fucks. Fresh and Fit did not kick out Brendan Jamal. He voluntarily walked off. Get your facts right. If it if it wasn't right, it's always best to walk away and still have your dignity. But don't let these broads get you to a point to where you're coming out your feelings and emotions. Now, I don't care that you're 36. I don't care that you're a Gemini. I don't care about none of that shit. I really don't give a fuck about that. But come on. But come on. Do not let them get you out your comfort zone. And I hope this is a teachable moment for you. No, I'm not going to turn my back on you. No, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here, pretend like I'm a fan, but then want to quit because one podcast went awry. All take a look at all those fake supporters who are now on the hate train. They wasn't down from you from the very start. And I believe it was a rapper that said it best. They want to be around you, but they ain't down with you. The ones that ain't down with you, cut them loose. The ones who are still loyal, the ones that are still loyal with you, those are the one. Those are the ones you should have around. In fact, I'm seeing a lot of videos from these fake ass supporters turn haters. And it's funny how they got all this shit to say about Brandon Jamal, but they're using Brandon Jamal for clout and to grow their fucking struggling channels. I'm gonna call a strike and a ball on this motherfucker. They got all this shit to say about you, but they're using you to build up their shit. And again, they swear up and down that they're supposed to be red pill, but yet they don't even know the principalities of being red pill. But yo, Brand Jamal, as a red pill myself, all I'm gonna say is fly right on this. I know you're new to this and you still have a lot to learn and a lot to grow on. But I'm not gonna do that other shit the rest of these retarded fucks is doing. I'd rather pull you to the side, telling you that you're messing up and put you back on the right path. That's the true definition of being a red pill. Off the gate. Red pillars are not supposed to abandon. Red pillars are supposed to help their fellow red pillars get back on the right track. All right? All right, I'm done with Brendan Jamal. Now on to the next, which is Fresh and Fit. And let's be honest, fuck Fresh and Fit. To me, Fresh and Fit are just nothing more than simps posing as red pill. And shout out to Minister Jap, because yes, I also agree on this matter. You got a bunch of goofies claiming that they're red pill when they're actually simps in disguise. And Fresh and Fit, Myron, Major, don't sit here and pretend like y'all are pure red pillars, especially after everything that happened. How the fuck can you call yourselves red pill while at the same time y'all getting these IG models pregnant out here without a second thought? That shit ain't red pill. That is simp behavior. What's more, let me address Myron on this shit. Because Myron really fucked up before the podcast even began. Because it's funny, Myron claimed Brandon Jamal saved his life. What's more, Fresh and Fit made Brandon Jamal the guest of honor. That's the highest form of respect. And by Myron doing that shit, Fresh and Fit put their foot dead in their mouth. When you make someone the guest of honor on your platform, then guess what? You've given them the highest power possible. In fact, the rest of your guests shouldn't be going off at the mouth at your guest of honor. And if that's something, and if Brandon Jamal was not going to be your guest of honor, then why? And if this is how the shit was going to go, then why did they make Brandon Jamal the guest of honor? That's my question. That's everybody else's question. If that's how ship was going to be. In fact, I have no doubt at all by Myron making Brandon Jamal the guest of honor, how this shit ended up the way it did. I never seen someone became the guest of honor and let people below the guest of honor talk to him any kind of way. Yeah, Fresh and Fit really shot themselves in the foot doing that shit. And what's more, Myron saying that Brandon Jamal saved his life. And let's not also forget, it was Fresh and Fit that was playing Brandon Jamal's Single Mom song on their podcast. So they're really looking like a bunch of bozos. And this is supposed to be Red Pill. The same Fresh and Fit who can't stop getting IG models pregnant is supposed to be the representation of Red Pill. Get the fuck out of here, man. Let me go on ahead before I go on a complete rant. Now let me set my sights on Tommy Sotomayor. Damn, Tommy. Back then, you were the man, Tommy. Now you just a punk, Tommy. And that's the reason why I call Tommy Sotomayor a straight up punk. Now, ain't it funny? Tommy Sotomayor just sat there, quiet like a church mouse, during this whole entire ordeal. But ain't it funny? As soon as Brandon Jamal left that podcast, now Tommy Sotomayor wants to pop off talking shit. That right there, kids, is what you call a punk move. Straight up bitch made. So wait a second, Tommy. You didn't have that energy when Brandon Jamal was sitting right beside you. In fact, you had to wait until Brandon Jamal left the podcast to talk your shit. Damn, Tommy, I didn't know you was that fucking bitch made. And shout out to the Saint in the Center. Because ain't no doubt at all. The Saint in the Center had Tommy Sotomayor banging his goddamn head, making him tap to submission on his own podcast. When he called Tommy Sotomayor out on the shit. And yes, Tommy Sotomayor is a coward for waiting for Brandon Jamal to lead to talk shit about him. Yes, let me go ahead and say this shit right here. If Uncle JD Miles has something to say to somebody, I will say it to them directly to their face. No. I ain't gonna wait till they. I ain't gonna wait till their back is turned. I ain't gonna wait till they leave out and talk my shit. If I got something to say to somebody, I will say to them directly, Tommy Sotomayor. You, on the other hand, you had to wait till Brandon Jamal left the podcast, and now all of a sudden, you ready to pop off talking your shit. So yes, I look at that as a cowardly bitch made move on your part. But ain't it funny? This is the same Tommy Sotomayor who had all the energy to go at another hoe on the same podcast. He wasn't quiet then. He let her have it. But in this situation, instead of Tommy Sotomayor being a man and telling Brandon Jamal what he has to say about him while he was right next to him, he waited till Brandon Jamal leaves to pop off. That's not being a man, Tommy. That's being a straight up punk. Punk ass ninja. A straight up hoe ass ninja. That's what hoe ass ninjas do, Tommy. They ain't man enough to tell you what they got to say to the ones that when they are around. They wait till they leave to talk they shit like you did. That's why the saint and the sinner had your ass banging your head, tapping to submission when he called you out on your cowardice. Because that's what it's all about. Off the gate. I'm done with you. Now to all the fake support. And this is the last one, so I'm gonna call out. To all of the fake support. How does it feel that y'all are quitters? Y'all let one single podcast get y'all fucking panties in a bunch. And I ain't talking to the ones that was actually pointing out where Brandon Jamal was fucking up at. I understand completely. I have no issues with them because they trying to get, just like me, they trying to get Brandon Jamal back on the right path. But a lot of y'all fake supporters are quitters. I mean, it's in the name. You're fake. Let's just call a spade and let's call a spade and a club a club. Let's call a strike and a ball. Y'all wasn't down for him from the very jump, so I'm not surprised. So I'm not surprised at all that y'all ready to call it quits. One single podcast have y'all ready to call it quits. And this is the difference between the ones who are loyal to you and the ones who are just in it for the ride but not down with you. Yeah, they riding, but they not dying. They not a ride or die. Don't get discouraged about that, Brandon Jamal. You're gonna have a lot of people riding with you, but at the moment shit gets hectic. You'll understand who your real supporters are in this situation, from the ones who is just riding the coattails and not ready to let go. Off the gate. And I ain't gonna waste any more time on this. I said what I had to say. I'm done, and I'm out this bitch. Later.